We're live. Hey everybody. So I have now, what you're looking at right now is a brand new wide angle lens. This is the Olo lens, I believe it's what it's called, and it gives a wider perspective. And when you look towards me from now on, you're gonna get like this wider view. That means when I'm walking with other people, you're gonna be able to see both of us together, which is pretty cool. It fits really nicely on the iPhone 7 Plus. I could put this lens on the back or on the front. I prefer the front because that's where I can see your comments as well. So hopefully this lens is going to make the episodes, Only in Japan Go episodes, a little bit better. That's what my hope is. It's a beautiful summer evening here in the beginning of July, believe it or not. Wow, the year has just been flying by. And I want to give you a report on Only in Japan and also talk about Japanese summer, as well as what this channel is going to be doing for the next few months. There's some meetups that are coming up. There's some special episodes which are coming up, and there's a lot of news that I've been off of the Only in Japan Go live streaming for over a week because I was on honeymoon in Bali, and you know what? A lot of people told me that if I was live streaming during the honeymoon, that they would be really upset. So I understood that, and I was offline for a while, but now I'm back, and this is a great opportunity to be, live streaming. So take a look on the other side. We do have a guest. That would be Okapi, and he made the trip outdoors to get some sunlight, grazing on the grass that we have here. Okapi was a nice addition to to the Only in Japan team when Jennifer and I went live streaming at Ueno Zoo. Cool. So I'm going to take a seat right here with Okapi, and we're going to do some talking. All right, let's see if this works here. Awesome. All right, this does work. Works pretty good. All right. Cool. All right. Live streaming is not an exact science. So, Only in Japan channel. I didn't do a lot of live streaming in June because of obvious reasons. Now it's July. I'm going to be doing a live stream every day this week, starting from right now. So for the next 7 days, we're going to have live streams in Tokyo. And maybe some places outside of Tokyo. It just depends on the schedule. But I want to take you and show you some unique things in Tokyo because a lot of people are going to be making the trip to Japan this summer for summer holidays. And if I can use this channel as a medium to help you better your trip, I'm going to try to do that. So I want you to write in the suggestions or in the comments below some of ideas of things that you want to see, some things that might help you with your trip if you were to coming here in Tokyo or the Tokyo area. For the next week, I don't plan to leave the city, but in July, I do plan to make a lot of trips. Starting around the last half of July, I'm going to be doing a special island visit, and I did this last year with the support of people on Patreon. We have a really good community on Patreon where people are contributing financially to the show, and that allows me some flexibility to go to really far off places. Some of the suggestions were the very tip of Hokkaido, and another suggestion was to go all the way down south to some of the islands in Kagoshima and in Okinawa, and there's also other islands in the city of Tokyo. And I'm going to be making a trip to one of these islands in the last half of this month. And I'm really excited about that. And that's all due to the support of Patreon. So I want to thank everybody who's a Patreon member. If you are, of course, I'm gonna plug it a little bit. We have a postcard club. And let me get a little bit closer to you. So I have a postcard club. And every month I send out postcards like this. Oh, this is upside down. This is Dogo Onsen. And I write a message on the back and put your address. And we airmail this to you. This is the, welcome back. Thank you very much, EDB 3002710. I hope I got that right. This is the dinner set from the January episode in the Ryokan Traditional Japanese Inns. This, of course, is the famous screenshot, the famous thumbnail from the Tokyo Capsule Hotel. And this is King Kakuji, the Golden Pavilion, which was last month's postcard for the Patreon Postcard Club. And by joining the Postcard Club, you do help support the show financially and help me with these little trips, like going to islands in the far off corners of Japan. And I'm really excited about this. Last summer's episode on Aogashima, which I'm going to put right up here, has over 1.5 million views. It did go viral for a while. It was just going crazy in the first 2 weeks of the debut of that episode, and I was so happy about that because Aogashima is an island that very few people know about, but when you see it, it's just one of the most incredible places in the country of Japan. The island, the shape of it, the volcano inside of a volcano, the people. There's I think there's like 130 residents. I'm not sure what it is this year. Could have increased because of the episode. But there's no hotels. There's one store. There's 2 izakaya bars. It's one of these places you got to get there by helicopter. One of these places that's very special. And I spent a week on the island filming with drones, and I could really take my time making that because of the support from Patreon. So I'm going to do another one of those this summer, and I'm really excited. Patreon also helped support the trip that went up to Abashiri prison, where I did the Japanese prison food, and a second episode which will be coming out at the end of fall. So that's some news on the Only in Japan main channel. We just passed 800,000 subscribers, and I have to shout out to Jim in Tacoma, Washington. He's always telling me when the next milestone has been hit. So Jim, thank you very much. We hit 800,000 subscribers on the main channel, which is great. We're closing in on 1 million, and that makes me feel really good because I started this channel in 2013 in February, but the idea came to me after the great Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. What can I do to help better the situation? What is my purpose in Japan? And after the earthquake and going and volunteering a couple of times to go up to Keisanuma and to Mihonoseki and volunteer up there with my friend Mike and see the people and see the situation and all the heartbreak after that, that's when I decided to start Only in Japan. And it was in 2012 that I started blueprinting the idea, and in 2013 in February I had enough ideas and the logo and the name for starting the channel, and that's how this all launched. And now we're at almost 1 million subscribers, and 800,000 is a nice round number, but I'm really looking to bring in as many people that are interested in Japan into this series that I created. And just the support and the community that we've created over the last 5 years is incredible. And I want to thank all of you who have been a part of it. Not just this channel, which is closing in on 100,000 subscribers. I thought that was Spaceboat. Hold on. I thought that was Spaceboat. Every time a boat goes by here, I stop, turn around, and wonder if it's a Spaceboat. This one is pretty nice. These boats you can eat dinner on these boats. So if you do come to Tokyo for a vacation, ask your hotel if you can get one of these boats on the Sumida River, and you can get like an all-you-can-eat drinking special or all-you-can-eat dinner, which is pretty cool. I might do an episode on this. I met with some channel notes. I met with another YouTuber called Paolo in Tokyo. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a very nice guy. Paolo in Tokyo makes like top 10 lists about Tokyo and about Japan, great things about Japan. He's someone who's been living in Japan for a very long time, and I was really happy to get a chance to sit down and meet with him over coffee and to hear some of his ideas, and we traded some ideas. I like reaching out to other YouTubers. I've worked with a couple of other YouTubers. Most recently, actually it wasn't that recently, Life Where I'm From. Greg is a really creative, really talented YouTuber, videographer who makes extremely well-made episodes on Japan, and there's a lot of YouTubers that I really respect that are doing great things for Japan. So Paolo in Tokyo, his stuff is a little bit more well, he's really good at it, and I think he's somebody who you're gonna see getting more and more subscribers and being more. I'm still looking for. I keep looking for the Spaceboat. I think you're gonna see his channel really start to take off as he continuously uploads like crazy. The guy works really hard, so I have a lot of respect for him. Yeah, that's not the Spaceboat. All right, so that's what we're doing with the Only in Japan and Only in Japan Go channels. The Go channel, I'm gonna try to stream for the next week. Actually, I've just made that promise. For the next 7 days, I'm gonna do a stream on something. I have thought of these ideas since I was on honeymoon without nothing to do except for hanging out with me and my wife, which was an amazing trip, by the way. If you're on Patreon or Instagram, actually Instagram, there's a few pictures from the honeymoon that I shared with everybody, and it was just an incredible experience. And if you saw the last Only in Japan Go stream from Bali, we were trapped there. We had suddenly, I was going to check in for the flight to go back to Tokyo, and it was canceled. And I called Garuda International, which is the airline, Garuda Airways, and they told me that the flight was delayed 22 hours because of the volcano. There was a volcano eruption in Bali, and we didn't see it. We were on the other side of the island, but apparently it was pretty strong. Earthquake spewing ash 2 kilometers, that's 2,000 meters. That's like 6,000 feet up into the sky, and that because of safety reasons, they weren't really flying airplanes. But although our flight wasn't taking off for that time, we had we had a ripple effect. So the flights that were delayed and that were canceled, they got on the flights, but there was a ripple effect for all the flights for the next couple of days as the airlines tried to recover from all the, I think there were 30,000 people that were stranded in Bali at the time. And you know, I was glad that we didn't go all the way to the airport and then find out later that the flight had been canceled. We did it after I checked out at the hotel. So I went to the people at the Intercontinental in Bali, in Jimbaran, and they said that they had another room for us, which was really great because rooms were in the area were a little bit sparse because there were so many travelers that were without a place to stay. And it cost me a pretty penny to spend another night there that was unplanned because it's the Intercontinental Hotel, and I splurged. I'd saved for a long time and splurged because it was the honeymoon on some really nice resorts and hotels, because if you're going on a honeymoon, you don't want to take your wife to crappy, 3-star hotel. You want to like, hey baby, you just decided to spend your life with me. I'm going to take you to someplace nice, right? So, but spend another night, it was okay. It was unexpected, but it was a nice 24 hours where we could relax in another room, but that was fun. So we made it back to Japan yesterday, and I've been so busy catching up on things because when you take 10 days off from work, there's so many things that you missed out on. While I was in Bali, I released the Osaka versus Hiroshima Okonomiyaki episode. I'd finished that before and released it when I was on Kuta Beach in Bali, and the feedback was pretty fun. Most people seem to really like Hiroshima Okonomiyaki, but I have to tell you, Osaka is pretty close. I don't know if you can really compare the two. Osaka has modanyaki, which I didn't want to cover because it would have been just too much information. But if we just stick with traditional okonomiyaki recipes, I don't know. There's no better one, I think. I prefer the Hiroshima one, but it just takes more time and it's more volume. It just really depends on how you feel. So there's no clear winner, but the feedback was incredible. So if you haven't taken a look at the comments on the Hiroshima and the Osaka Okonomiyaki episode, just go through and read it. It's pretty interesting. That episode was picked up by some Japanese media, and the media was really interested to hear other people's non-Japanese feedback on which one they liked. So that was kind of interesting to read what the Japanese thought of what the foreigners thought. So there's this weird back and forth that goes back. Varun, welcome back, John. Thank you very much, Varun. I really appreciate that. When I see the super chats, they get really bright colored. Hey, Mona. So I am seeing what you guys are writing there, and I appreciate it. Good timing because there was another bigger eruption hours ago. Really? Noise Dreams just writes in that there was another Mount Agung could have spewed even more. So, yeah, it was a good time to leave, I guess. Although if I'd been delayed another week, I wouldn't have complained that much. It's just like a beautiful place. Bali's a beautiful place. It's just kind of expensive. What's my Instagram? I use the name Only in Japan TV, no spaces. Only in Japan TV. You can find me there, and I'll write it in the description here. Matthias, John, you're my favorite YouTuber. Thanks for being on the platform. Thank you. Thank you to YouTube for having this. John, yes, I've been thinking of tons of places that I can go for the Midnight Snacker Run. Now that I've had some time to process what I want to do with the channel, gosh, all these ideas come to you when you take a step back from what you're doing. And now I have so much new energy that I can put into the show. There's so many things that I'm doing. For those, I'm going to be able to sell the DVD project, for example. Everybody who supported on Kickstarter, that's going to be coming out, and by the middle of August, I'll be able to sell the DVD for the hitchhiking to everybody. I'm going to try to make 1,000. I guess I have to make 1,000 DVDs, and there weren't that many supporters, so I'll be giving an update to everybody on Kickstarter on that. So it's just such an exciting time. Can you hear the boat too? Pose a Guy Hamilton can hear the boats go by too. That is not the space boat. That's not the space boat. So I'm gonna walk with you. Let's go down to the riverside, and I'm gonna walk with you. We're losing the sun. I am digging this. I'm digging this wide angle lens. This is pretty nice. I got this one. Yeah, nice, the DVD. I see a lot of people that are chiming in. I think it's really was the biggest priority was for me to finish this project, and it should all be ordered, and I'll have a final deadline date. And my goal this month, like as soon as possible, is to hold up. Hey, Nick. Oh, thank you, Nick. Is to hold up that final DVD project, and that's going to be just as much of a good feeling to me as when I finish this trip, and to say I finished something. It's like writing a book, you know, when you make a DVD and publish it and do it right. And the project, I have to admit, I wanted to raise $5,000 to hitchhike the entire country. That was my goal, and we went to 25,000, and it was more than it became big than I thought it was ever going to be. And I did something called a stretch goal, which I probably shouldn't have done, but in the end, we're gonna have a really great DVD project, and the people that have been waiting for an extended period of time, I want to say thank you for that. Everybody, like 99.9% of the people, have been very supportive, and that 1.1%, I can completely understand why you would not be happy, because the project is well over drawn. There's some people from the Indian subcontinent. I'm not quite sure where, but we have a very diverse neighborhood. I live here in Chuoku. This is Japan. Tokyo has 23 wards. This is the center one called Chuoku, and I moved here in April, and I really love it because we have the river here, and there's Eitaibashi and the Tokyo Sky Tree in the distance. You see that? And I love at night just walking around here. I love walking around here at night and sharing that. Next thing I want to talk to you about before I end this live stream, meetups. Gosh, I can't say that enough. I've been getting requests like crazy for people who are visiting Japan and who want to hang out here. A lot of people want to buy me lunch or take me out for a drink, and I'm so appreciative of this. This is something that I would love to do, and I've been trying to do that, and I got a chance to meet people one-on-one, sometimes at Tokyo Station or sometimes in Akihabara, like Soham from Soham. I always wanted to pronounce his name right, but Soham. From Chennai, not from Chennai, from Calcutta, who came from Bengali, who came here to visit me, and I was so happy to see him and to hear about his dreams and him fulfilling his dreams of coming to Japan. And that episode is also on here. I get a chance to hang out and spend some time with him. I wish I had more time to do that, but the best way for me to do this, to manage this, is to have meetups where I get a chance to see all of you, or as many of you as I can at one time, because one-on-one, it's just really hard. I know Anthony, who came here with his friend. I met him. He came from New York. I got a chance to hang out and drink a coffee with him. I really want to try to do more and more meetups, but one-on-one is really hard. And even when I met up with him, I think we had to switch the meeting time once, and eventually I got to meet up with Anthony. And it was only for about 30 minutes before I had to say goodbye, which I really stink at saying goodbye. So, news flash. This is the news flash symbol. I will be going to Singapore to MC the Asia Spelling Cup 2018. I've been doing the MC job for the Asian Spelling Cup for the last 5 years. This will be the 5th year. And this year is in Singapore. And I'm flying down to Singapore on August 16th to August 20th. Yeah, everyone from Singapore, should be going, yeah, Singapore, because we have a lot of viewers from Singapore. So this is kind of big news. So I'll be in Singapore from August 16th to August 20th. Mark the dates. We're gonna try to do 2 meetups when I'm there. One of them will be at the Sentosa Island, because the Asia Spelling Cup 2018 is taking place on Sentosa Island in a big event hall near the Universal Studios there. So I talked with the organizers of it, and I said, hey, look, we got a lot of fans in Singapore. This is going to be totally fun. Can we use this event hall to try to, maybe get some of the viewers of Only in Japan in here, and maybe we can meet up, and why not use the event hall? And then the organizer said, look, we got the event hall for the entire day. So in the afternoon, it's totally free, so go ahead and use it. So we're gonna do 1 meetup in an event hall in Singapore, which is totally cool, because if I were to book this, it would cost a pretty penny, but I get a chance to book this thanks to them. So I'm really appreciative of Qco, which is a company in China that asks me every year to host, to MC the Asia Spelling Cup. And these are kids that learn English as a second language, and they're out there trying to spell really difficult words that I can't even spell, and these kids actually can do it. I'm pretty surprised. Usually, I think we've had winners from Malaysia a lot recently. Those kids are pretty smart, and the Indonesian contestants were up there, and some contestants from China and Singapore as well. So this year is going to be a lot of fun, because this is the 5th year. And every year, this Asia Spelling Cup's been getting bigger and bigger, and they're flying me down to Singapore, so I'm just really stoked about this. I actually did a live stream, Only in Japan Go, of the event last year in Kuala Lumpur. And when I finished that, I had a meetup in the Intercontinental Hotel at Kuala Lumpur, and we had about like 15 people. I just did this like a day before. We had 15 people show up, and I think there were more. And I came out from the lobby down the stairs, and there was like a group of people, like all waiting for me to come out, and that was probably one of the best feelings that I've had. It felt like family when I sat down with everybody from Malaysia that had come out. One person had driven 3 hours to come out and meet me, and it felt like I was with family when I was there. Everybody was really interested about Japan and about the show and about what I was doing in Malaysia, and had all these questions. So I'm hoping when I go to Singapore, we're gonna have a really good meetup with everybody. And I'm not sure how many people are gonna come, but if you go to the Facebook page, Only in Japan TV is the handle name, the username for facebook.com/Only in Japan TV, no spaces. I'm gonna put the event there. And we're definitely going to do one. I believe it's on that Saturday. It's the 16th. I believe it's the 18th. And then I'll do one in Singapore somewhere else. Just meet up there. And of course, I'm going to try to live stream it. And wherever you are in the world, it's pretty cool when you are live streaming in different cities around the world, because every place is really different. Even though it's not Japan, still, Singapore is such an amazing city. This will be my 15th time in Singapore. Often I'm traveling through, but I might stop for a day just to eat, because the food in Singapore is so good, and so much variety from Southeast Asia is available there in Singapore. So that's something that I'm really stoked about. So what other news is going on? So my wife, okay, I don't know if I should tell you guys this. All right, so I heard Singapore is actually boring. Even though it looks amazing, is it boring? I don't know. I think Tokyo could be boring if you don't know what to do. I think you have to know what to do. Like, there's a night zoo that I really like to go to in Singapore. Just walking around Singapore is actually pretty cool. If you like shopping, the shopping, I can't think of a better place than Singapore for shopping. Street food, Singapore is really good and it's clean. You know, the thing about Singapore is that it's really clean. They've got all the tropical fruits. Sentosa Island is like a big theme park. I've never been there. over all the times I've been there. Never been to Sentosa Island, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. I think you have to find the stuff to do in Singapore to make it exciting. And a lot of the people who live in Singapore, they're used to Singapore. So, but I think if I can meet some nice people there, we're gonna be able to show you a more exciting side of it, maybe. No, she's not pregnant. Uncensored writes in, is she pregnant? No, not that I know of. I don't know. It could be. Why don't you ask her that? I don't think so. But yeah, I don't want to look beyond where we are today. So I'm taking it like month by month, and we'll take it month by month. But I know, I'll tell you this, okay? And it's a fair question. You can ask these. I don't mind. But over the next couple of months, we kind of want to travel a little bit, because if we did, what about if they were twins? Guys, somebody stop it! I get questions, what twins? No, we want to travel a little bit, I think. And one of the things that I think keeps a marriage together, and how would I know? I've been married for like 2 months. But one of the things that I've talked to with a lot of people is that you have to have a lot of shared experiences, and traveling is such a great way where you get to know each other more, and you also get to experience a lot of stuff that you can talk about for the rest of your life. And you know, we have the memories that we have in Bali. Seeing the monkeys at the sacred monkey temple in Ubud was a lot of fun. Seeing the monkeys jump on other people. I tried to get her to jump on her, but she would have killed me if I'd encouraged that. And we have Okapi, which is enough of a monkey in our house, so we don't need any monkeys in our house. But I think it's about sharing experiences. And if she were to get pregnant right now, if we were to get pregnant, I guess people say these days we, although she's doing all the work, I think, we wouldn't be able to travel that much. And then life changes when you start to have kids. I mean, I got lots of friends. I'm 44. I get lots of friends that have families, and I have a lot of people that I can ask on how to do that. And I think you want to travel and have as many shared experiences before you start a family. That just seems to make sense to me. I go to Australia is up there. You know, this winter, we're going to be traveling a lot. And a lot of this is due because of the support that we've been getting on this channel when we get the super chats. That makes a huge impact on what I can do, as well as the support on Patreon. These kinds of things allow us to travel and maybe come and see you guys. So we want to go to Australia. I'm planning on going to India in November. I've been putting this trip off for too long. I want to go to, I have an apartment in Mumbai. So I'm going to fly into Mumbai in November, I'm planning, and do a meetup at the YouTube studios there. And I got to swing the appointment for the YouTube studios, YouTube studio meetup in Mumbai. And then I want to bring my wife if I can. And then we're going to fly to Europe. This is all my plans. And I want to spend some time at the Christmas markets in Germany. And I got friends in Romania and Hungary. And I got friends in Ukraine that are trying to get me to go there, in Kiev. And I really would love to go and see them. Pozo, here's to John and Kanai sharing their experience with us. Thank you. I still haven't seen the space boat, by the way. But we do get a couple of other boats. Yeah, Germany would be really nice, because we have, you know, only Japan, the main channel, we've had a couple of clips that were used on German TV. And this is really interesting. I have to tell you something. German TV and a couple of TV shows, quiz shows, used some of the amazing, like the square watermelon and Eishimo Hashi, the Japan's most terrifying bridge. They've used those clips in their shows, and we ended up getting a lot of German fans as a result of being featured on Japanese. I keep saying Japanese, German TV. So hopefully we get featured a little bit more on German TV, whether it's the news programs or the game shows. I was on a BBC game show a couple of years ago. They used a clip from that. And in India, they just steal. They don't even ask me. In India, they just steal the content, just put it on. The Capsule Hotel was on Indian TV a couple of weeks ago. Just one of the news networks stole it from YouTube and put it up there, and the Indian viewers came back and told me that I was on Indian TV. I'm like, what? Okay. I don't, okay. The German TV, they actually will pay me a very small licensing fee. It's like a couple $100 to use the clips, but if they're using it and they're making money off of it, it's sort of neat to be able to get something back. And I like that. There's a lot of countries that do it right, and there's countries that don't. And the ones that do it right, those are the countries I'm gonna go and visit if I can. Although I'm going to India to visit, so I can't say that exactly that's true. Oh wow, thank you very much, Dario Hill from Austin. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Derek Lee, welcome back. It's nice to be back, Derek. Oh, this is Derek. I know Derek. So Derek's mom had been sharing me links. I'm gonna put a link in the description. Derek is also a YouTuber, and he does food reviews. And I'm not sure how old you are, Derek, but I know you're younger than me. and then Derek's doing YouTube. I shared this video a couple of times on the Facebook page, and I want to thank Derek for watching. Oh, it's getting a little windy out here. I don't have the wind mic, which is a shame. It's hard to balance that with this wide-angle lens. But yeah, Derek, shout out to you, and I'll put a link in the description to your YouTube channel. So thanks for chiming in with that. I appreciate it very much. So meetups are going to be a big part of this year. So by the end of this year, I want to have been, and I really wish I'd been able to meet with viewers in Indonesia. We have a huge community, a growing community of people in Indonesia that are interested in Japan. And on the main channel, I think it's something like 7% of the audience out of 800,000 subscribers comes from Indonesia. And because we were on honeymoon and I wanted to spend time with my wife, I really didn't get much time to go and visit the people in Indonesia. So I'm going to try to make a trip there in the next year or two to Indonesia to go visit with people, because I did see one viewer. When we were in Ubud walking down the street, I saw one viewer, and he came up to me, and I was really tired and was kind of really tired at the end of the day from walking around the city. And he said, "Are you John from Only in Japan?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Wow." And I said, "Where are you from?" He goes, "From here." I said, "Oh, it's so cool." It was on the weekend. So I guess a lot of people from the island also go to Ubud. And oh my gosh, that was really cool to see somebody, although I don't think I was as polite as I should have been, because I was just dead tired. I was hungry and tired, and we were looking for a restaurant. But that was really nice of him to stop and say hi. And I really appreciate everybody who stops when they see me to say hi. So we're gonna do some meetups in different countries around the world, and we're also gonna do some meetups right here in Tokyo, because as I said about 20 minutes ago, I just don't have the time to go and meet with everybody. This is underneath the bridge here. This neighborhood, I really like to walk over to this neighborhood. This is called Tsukuda, Tsukuda, and it's one of the most unique areas of Tokyo, and I'm gonna try in Chuoku, this central ward where I'm living. I'm gonna try to bring you to Tsukuda and show you some of the neighborhood and another live stream. It's really nice, and they've got a festival going on this month, I believe. It's a pretty big and pretty famous festival, so I'm gonna come and try to participate. I really like this neighborhood. In fact, I love this area of Tokyo. Hold on a second, turn it around. It's really pleasant. There's not that many people. The lights in the buildings light up, and you got sunset and the bridge. You see there in the distance, there's the Eitai-bashi, and there's a craft beer microbrewery right on the end of the bridge there. So it's such a pleasant place. SMPA Ank, this is towards your trip to Mumbai. See you soon. Awesome. All right, we got people already chiming in from Mumbai to meet up there. I have a college friend of mine who is, hey, Dario, okay. Dario Hall. So I got a really good friend of mine who used to make videos for National Geographic, and now he's a very famous photographer who had an amazing TED Talks in India about some of the crazy projects. He did a shoot for National Geographic with the Yakuza in Nagoya, and I got to live with them for a couple of days. And he's a buddy of mine from Ohio State University, and he lives in Bangalore now, and I'm gonna go try to see him, so I might be in Bangalore to do a meetup, as well as I always try to go to Goa a little bit, because there's something pretty cool about Goa. and I'm starting to lose the light. It's getting dark out here. And there's a couple of other places in India. I don't know if I'm going to make it up to Delhi, but I might go to West Bengal to see Soham, and I might go down to Chennai, to Madras, to see some people there. Because India's such a big country, it's hard to see everybody. It's impossible to see everybody, but it's going to be fun to try. And after we spend some time there, my plan is to fly to Europe for a few days, and then fly to the United States for Christmas to see our family, my family over there. Our family, I can say, right? Our family there for Christmas. So I'll do another meetup in New York probably, and that went really well. I'll try to plan a little bit better. I think if I did another meetup in New York, I think we have so much support now that it would go a lot smoother, and I will probably find a better place. So we'll see how it works out, but those are sort of the plans. And this is all made possible because of the support that we've been getting on Patreon and through the super chats and everything like this. So we both really appreciate it, guys. So thank you. Yeah. So I don't have anything else to say. I kind of did a lot of housekeeping with this. Once again, I'm going to get out of the wind a little bit, if that's even possible. I've been kind of, secretly waiting for the space boat. I've been secretly waiting for the space boat that's not coming. This is really odd. Hey, Gretchen. Gretchen. So, okay, Gretchen, I got a couple of things for you, okay? All right. First of all, there's no monsters in Bali. They had something else, and I didn't try any because I'm like naturally stoked. If I have a monster, I go like this, and it's not a pretty sight. And second of all, I heard about your upcoming surgery, and I know it's a really risky surgery. Your nurse Pamela, shout out to Pamela, has been giving me updates on it. So I hope that, oh wow, the wind is here. So we're praying for you, and everybody I think that's watching here, everybody pray for Gretchen, so she has a really successful surgery, because I know that it's going to be dicey. Gretchen's had a pretty she's a soldier warrior. She's like a samurai. She fights it out, and every couple of months there seems to be some kind of big surgery. But Gretchen is she's pretty tough. So thank you for the super chat. It was totally unnecessary, but I really do appreciate it. For Gretchen Yo. Dario, how am I supposed to? Okay. All right, for Gretchen Yo. But I'm laughing right now, but it's kind of a pretty serious situation. I think prayer is something that's really small that we can do, whether you believe in it or not. I'm not especially religious in any direction. I've been living 20 years in a country that is where people are born Shinto and they die Buddhist, and there's a duality to religion that doesn't make any sense at all and makes perfect sense to everybody here. So religion is just something that's really crazy. But there's one thing that I think we all have in common. It's just sometimes it's not even, doesn't have to be a prayer where you just stop and you think about somebody else. I always think that that's a really good thing, and whether we call it prayer or whatever we call it, I think when you take time out and you stop and you think about somebody else who really needs to be thought about, I think that's a good thing. And Gretchen, I think, really needs it at this time. So thanks, Gretchen, for writing, for taking the time to write. I know you're in Arizona where it's super hot, but we here on the channel are praying for you and thinking about you. So please take care of yourself. Thanks, and thank you all for joining me. We've seen the daylight, and now we see the nightlight, because it's pretty dark. It's getting pretty dark. This is what the city of Tokyo is like on the Sumida River. And I have to tell you something before I end this. I really didn't want to leave my prayers and thoughts to Gretchen. Thank you, John, and everybody else. If you do want to leave a message, Gretchen is reading the chats, so I might switch on to something else. But if you do want to leave a message to Gretchen, I'm sure she's going to see it here. So we all appreciate that. It is about 7 o'clock right now. I was really sad to leave my last apartment. I'd been there for 13 years, from 2005 to 2018, and I really liked it there because it was quiet, it was out of the way. a natural place, but still in the city of Tokyo. But I gotta tell you, I'm really digging living down here, because just coming down here to take a couple of minutes and take a break from editing or working and just clear my mind and watch boats has been the most amazing thing for me, for the last couple of months, besides getting married. But when my wife is at work or she's not around and I'm working hard at home, I can come out here and relax a little bit, and I like it. And it's nice to be able to share that with you. I don't have the tatami room. Mike H, you got that right. The tatami room was awesome. I don't have that, but it makes up with it in other ways. I got this. Oh, it's not the space boat. Gosh. But it is a nice looking boat. Jason writes in, you can kind of do only Japan and Singapore. Yeah. I might do something. You never know. I think if I can get help from a lot of other people in Singapore, a lot of other people want to meet up with me, maybe even be on the show, that might be really helpful to making an Only in Japan Singapore happen. I think when you're traveling outside of your element in different places, like the Food Ranger, one of the YouTubers that I follow, Food Ranger, he's in Athens, Greece right now, and Mark Wiens, who's another food vlogger, he went to Ghana in Africa, but they were all given support or help or local knowledge from the people on the ground there, people, viewers that were watching, and that makes their show better for everybody. So if you're in Singapore, yes, Food Ranger goes hard, man. Food Ranger he's a really, he works pretty hard with his shows. So does Mark Wiens. Those two, man, hardcore. Hardcore. I don't see the space boat, but we've lost the daylight. I want to say that this lens is pretty cool. I want to say that this lens was a pretty good investment. I'm gonna tell Peter to go get one. I'm gonna see if we can get a live stream with Peter this weekend as well. As I said, I made a promise to you to do a live stream every day this week to make up for not doing any live streams. So I'm gonna try to do them at different times so all of you can catch a live stream. I'm not sure when, but I give advance notices if you're on. I can't give advance notices on Spaceboat because I don't see it here, but I can give you advance notices if you're a Patreon member. I usually will put an advance notice on Patreon, and then I might put something on Facebook or do a shout out on Instagram if I have time. But everything I put onto Patreon, because if you're taking if you're actually supporting financially, then geez, I try to give back to the community over there, because it just makes a huge difference. The sun is setting. This location is Tsukiji Market is right there. On the other side of this building, which is St. Luke's Hospital, which is the most famous hospital in Tokyo, maybe even in Japan. It was set up by the foreign residents at the turn of the century, and I believe, I did do a live stream there. And that's St. Luke's Hospital. And on the other side of that is Tsukiji, and Tsukiji is where the first foreign community was built in, it was like in the Meiji era. So a lot of history in this area of Tokyo, and that's another thing I'm going to be doing with the Only in Japan Go channel, is to bring you more stuff from Chuoku, which is my home now. And there's a lot of history here, a lot of it having to do with the foreign community, and you still see a lot of foreigners here, usually working for the embassies or something, because this is where the foreign community started in Japan, and it's nice to be part of that. All right, everybody, I want to thank you for the support and for just being a part of this channel. I'd like to say that this is a community. Dario, it's 5:27 in Austin. Love these streams. Thank you. 5:27 a.m. I think so. Wow. That was a beautiful screenshot. Yeah. There's John. John, we are doing a midnight. Every time I see you pop up, John, I think midnight food run now. So we're gonna try to do some of that. I think, you know what? I might go to the Denny's with Kanai and go buy her like dessert or something at midnight, because Denny's is open 24 hours. Denny's is open 24 hours. That's pretty special. Yeah, right now the sun is setting, and in Tokyo this is about as late as the sun will set. The sun rises at, believe it or not, at 4:30 in the morning. And I'm one of the live streams I'm gonna do for you. I hate to say this because I know that when I say something I'm gonna do, another YouTuber swipes goes in there and takes the idea. So I'm hesitant to say, but because the sun rises at 4:30 in the morning, and by 5 it looks like broad daylight. It means that I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna show you, okay? It means that like some areas of the city is like a ghost town, and it's full daylight. And I don't know if YouTubers can wake up that early. Typically they don't, but because I live downtown, it's very easy for me to get one of these rental bicycles and just ride down there and show you ghost towns. So I'm gonna show you some ghost towns that might freak you out because the sun rises at 4:30 in the morning. It's insane. It really is early. That's why they call it the land of the rising sun, because they don't have daylight savings time. I guess they just kind of wake up early. Beautiful sunset. It's really nice to share this with you. This neighborhood's called Tsukuda, and on the other side that's Kachidoki Bridge in the distance, the one after the one right here, and Tsukiji Market. Really relaxing place. And if you are staying in Tokyo, you can just walk over here. You can picnic here. There are benches. You can't see them now, it's too dark. There's some benches and picnic tables. People aren't really using them, so just come and relax here. This lighthouse, and this is something I'll introduce to you in another stream. Boy, I just keep on going and going. That lighthouse that you see right now in the center of the screen, that used to be the lighthouse that was a marker, because during the Edo period, these bridges did not exist. People would travel by boat from this corner to right here. And this is the route of the ferry that went back and forth between this, where I am right now, which is an island. It's a man-made island, and the mainland over there. And that lighthouse is now a toilet. It's now a bathroom. So you can go to the lighthouse toilet. But it's pretty cool that they still keep this around. All right, I don't have my light. We're gonna have to call it. But I want to thank everybody once again, like I did about 10 minutes ago, for the support. And big shout out to Gretchen. We are praying for you. You're in our thoughts. And for the community, thanks for supporting. I'll see you tomorrow. The next episode on the main channel. Can I tell you? Should I tell you? All right, Kevin Riley and I also did another episode, and Kevin will be in another episode this month, at least one more. And shout out to Kevin's channel, Kuma's Kitchen. He'll be in one more episode this month on the main channel. There's one on candy. There's one on there's another food episode, and then there's one on temples and shrines, and then there's another episode on yeah. That's the other thing I wanted to say. I got my driver's license at the beginning of this year, and I'm gonna be doing some driving episodes this summer. So there you go. So we're back on, okay? Those if you stayed on this live stream to this point, 48 minutes in, I should at least announce that I will be doing some driving episodes. So we're gonna be getting into cars, and now the Only in Japan main channel is gonna shift a little bit, because you can get anywhere. You can get around Japan almost everywhere on a train, you think, but you can't. There's places where you need a car, and that's one of the reasons why I got the license to make the show come alive by using a car. And well, I could do it by boat too. Check out this LED boat. It looks even better with the regular eyes. It's a little grainy. Wow, this is pretty cool. Only in Tokyo. Yeah, Vaughn, we're gonna be doing road trips. You got it. Good call. These are gonna be road trips. Wow, that is a nice boat. Just follow a little bit longer. Look at the way it makes all the water around it blue. Pretty. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing road trips, and that's gonna be super exciting because, yeah, there's a whole different culture, and all of you who are watching from different countries that are not in Japan think that Japan is a train country. It is, but Japan is also a huge car country. This is a car culture, baby. This is a place where cars rule. And, you know, so is the United States, but just as much in Japan. And that's a side that you don't see because a lot of the YouTubers don't have driver's license. They don't drive around, and they don't show you this side of the culture because it's very much a local Japanese culture thing. So we're gonna forget the motorcycles. We're gonna go straight to the cars. We got some awesome cars that you can't even get in the United States, made by makers like Toyota, Honda, Nissan. There's lots of stuff. Now that I get the license, I'm gonna be able to drive those. Very cool. So yeah, there's that. It was just sort of a big caveat for those of you who have been waiting for that. We're gonna finally get into a car, and I'm gonna try to rent one this week, and that might be a live stream, and then you're gonna see 2 episodes on the main channel this summer on this. Really cool. Really cool. So is that, whoa, that boat is flying. Can they do that? I thought there was a speed limit on the Sumida River. That's like a speedboat. Whoa. All right, this is the wrong direction. All right, I'm gonna walk home now. Just to, just thanks for bearing with me for an hour now. You know, I came here, I just wanted to stream for 30 minutes. Look at this, turned into an hour. See what happens. I still don't have a bicycle. Oh, there's a takoyaki place that I found, and it's a local takoyaki place, and I talked with the owner a little bit, so maybe if we become friends, he'll let me live stream there more often. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, the good thing about moving is you start to discover a lot of new little places. And that's just across the bridge over there. So, all right, everybody, have a good day or night wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching this for almost an hour. I do like this lens. The J vlog, it's security precaution. Government doesn't care for bird. I'm not sure what some of these are. Did you want an e-bike, John? An electronic bike? Thanks for the live streams again. You're very welcome. Where are you going in Europe? I'm not really sure yet. I have friends all over the continent because I used to work in an international dormitory at Ohio State University, and I made friends all over the place, and they all want me to come and visit them. So I got friends up in Sweden and Norway. I have friends up in Finland and Romania, Ukraine. I have friends down in we got friends in Macedonia. A viewer that I sent a postcard to a few months ago down in Macedonia who's telling me to come down there to visit. There's, you know, everywhere I want to go. So we're gonna see where this takes us. But if you are in Singapore, meet up in Singapore August 16th to August 20th. Go to the Facebook page, Only in Japan TV. I'm going to be doing meetup events on the Facebook page. And if somebody who's coming can help out with the planning and help me out with making this better for everybody, I would really appreciate that too. You don't have to be a resident of Japan to help me out if I do a meetup here in Japan. Just being an assistant and helping out like Amanda did when we were in New York, just doing some small stuff really makes a huge difference in making the meetups more fun for everybody. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I have for you. Happy World Cup. Japan played pretty good, but that game was broadcast, by the way. Great job to Japan. They almost had it against Belgium. Belgium's pretty darn strong. But I have to tell you something. That game was broadcast at 3 a.m. And I don't know too many people in the country that stayed up that late to watch it, which is a shame because it was a pretty darn good game. I watched it the next day, this morning. But I already knew the results, and I was kind of disappointed. They almost pulled it off, though. So keep your eye on Japan in 4 years, I think. Should be pretty good. In Qatar. That's where the next World Cup's going to be, in the middle of the desert. All right, everybody. Goodbye. I'll let you have the next 20 seconds. Dario gives a shout.